Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Zainab, and today we're going to be talking about all things paint parties. And I usually talk about paint parties or show you vlogs, but today I want to get into what I do and how it could be valuable for you. So before y'all go into, or you get to the end of the video and be like, that's it? No, that's not it. It's a lot that goes into it. And I'm going to make this a series, but to not overwhelm y'all, and keep it cute, keep it short for anybody that just wants to watch a 5 or 10 minute video, doesn't have the attention span. I get it. We're gonna get there. But this video is talking about the checklist. Everything that I make sure I have for my paint parties, which includes supplies, things that I actually do at the paint parties, and things that I do afterwards, just to make sure that I'm doing a good job. I'm following up with the host, and hopefully they refer me to some other people so we could get, One of the things that I make sure I have at my paint parties is a playlist. It's a paint party, so I want to make sure that the music is high. Sometimes I have customers that don't listen to music, but I don't want it to be just silent. So I'll actually put up like ASMR, like nature sounds and stuff like that, just plays into the aesthetic. So that's a playlist that I'll make sure I'll have. The next thing on my checklist is to make sure I have all my materials loaded in the car or the truck. My materials are the canvases, any business cards, the easels, the paint, the brushes, my teaching easel, everything, the cups, palettes. Make sure everything is loaded in the car. I usually like to do it the night before or the day in the morning, just so that that's out the way. Next thing I do is I arrive early for setup. Come on, y'all. Like, if you're early, you're on time, and if you're on time, you're late. Sorry, that's just how it is. I really like arriving early for setup because it gives me more time to take pictures of the setup when I'm done, and I'm not rustling. I'm not rushing all over the place to get stuff done. And then, their guests are coming in probably a few minutes before the actual start time, and I don't want to still be setting up. It's not a good look. Also, to welcome guests. Don't make it seem like when you show up on the spot, if you're doing a private party,
that's just somebody that they hired. We don't know her. We don't speak to her. We speak to the host.
No, welcome the guests. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm so excited for you to paint. Have you guys ever painted before? Yeah, how y'all feeling? What's the vibe? You get what I'm saying? And obviously you adjust your temperament for whatever the audience is, but welcome the guests. Let them know when you're gonna get started. You're excited to paint with them. All that stuff. The next thing I do at all my paint parties is an introduction. When I first started out, I had like my introduction saved in my notes because I really like to be consistent, but now I know it by heart. Have an introduction where you tell the guests your name. You give like the little housekeeping rules. I don't like to call them rules because I don't want people to feel like it's rigid, but I'll say something like, make sure if you get paint on your clothes, because they usually have smocks, but make sure if you do happen to get paint on your clothes, you wash it out immediately with soap and water, because if you let it stain or if you let it dry, it will stain. So just having housekeeping rules, and then along with my introduction, I'll be like, hey y'all, my name is Zainab. I'm going to be a paint party instructor. I am your instructor, but I'm also just here as a guide. So if you painted before, feel free to go at your own pace. But if you haven't, I'm going to be up here teaching you everything step by step. And I'm also going to be coming around to give you guys some tips. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everybody has 3 brushes. You have a small brush, a medium brush, and a large brush. Got it? Cool. Everybody has water. Everybody has paper towel, and everybody has a paint palette. Then I'll just let them know that, because when I do my paint parties, I put the basic essential colors on their palette, but I'll usually have a paint table. Y'all are free. Paint is self-serve. Now, it depends on who you telling paint is self-serve to, because if it's children, I'm not telling them the paint is self-serve. I'll probably have an assistant and we'll be doing the paint together. If it's older adults, or just, like elderly, like groups, they're not about to keep getting up, going back and forth to get paint. I might not tell them that. But if it's people, they're teenagers or their 20s or 30s or whatever, where they're able to move, I'll be like, yeah, the paint is self-serve. And I'll most likely have an example palette up there that shows the appropriate amount of paint to put on there. But this is all depends on to you and what you want. If you don't want people wasting your paint, don't do that. After the introduction, the next thing on my checklist is to guide them with the painting. So I want to make sure that I stick true to what I'm saying my parties are, beginner friendly. So even though my canvases are already outlined, I also want to make sure that I'm guiding them step by step. You don't want to leave and they're like, oh yeah, that was hard, I don't know what she had us painting. You get what I'm saying? And because I don't just do landscape paintings, which is typically easier to teach, I do like a multitude of different canvas ideas because I want it to be customized to whatever they're doing. I want to teach them step by step. And not to say that that's going to be hard, but you want to make sure that if you're not doing the canvas beforehand, before you actually get to the party, practice maybe on Procreate or a digital app, or just look at it and see, okay, how can I teach this, just so that you're prepared. Preparation will always alleviate anxiety. Preparation and action will alleviate anxiety. Be prepared so that you already get in there and you know what to do. Like, it's fun. Yeah, we're gonna come paint this painting and we're gonna have fun. Yeah, so just assess the guests as needed once you're teaching, and don't worry about that canvas. You're probably not even gonna finish it. If you're a good teacher, you're not worrying about finishing that painting up there. 75% of the time, I don't finish the painting that's in the front because I'm going around helping. But I'll teach a step up there and then I'll go around and check on people. If some people are a little bit delayed or they're a little slow, they're social, it's a party, they're talking, then I'll just, repeat my steps. Repeat your instructions. Try to give people up close visuals of what you're doing. Sometimes you won't always have to do this. People will get it, but just be versatile in how you're teaching. A good teacher should try to adapt the way they're teaching or instructing to the learner. So sometimes these people haven't painted before. Just give them a little grace. Make sure that they're having fun. That's always what's most important. Next thing on my checklist is to capture moments, because if we didn't get the pictures, it didn't happen. It's like, no. But it's very important to capture content. And not only, I had to learn this the hard way, not only just taking pictures and videos, but I actually make a checklist of the type of content that I want to get from this paint party or a paint party in general in my notes before I get there. So I'm like, okay, this is the bomb picture, this is the bomb outline that I really want to showcase on my social media, or even have the host to have. So I'll be like, make sure you get a picture of two people smiling or laughing while they're painting, like close up or cinematic mode. You get what I'm saying? You can be specific in the content that you're taking, but in general, just make sure you're capturing content. The group photo, we got to get the group photo. The next thing on my checklist is to get the group photo. I used to say 15 to 20 minutes before the event is over, but I'll say 5 to 10 minutes, because you want to make sure that in that group photo, most of the people's picture is done. Like, there's no white backgrounds or whatever. So 5 to 10 minutes within the event ending. Make sure you gather everybody and say, hey guys, I want to take a quick group photo. Or 15 minutes before, say, hey guys, in 5 minutes, we're going to take a group photo. Make sure you get your finishing touches in. You don't have to be completely done, but I do want to get a group photo in case anybody leaves, and it will be quick. I always say it will be quick, because you got people like, girl, I'm trying to finish this. I'm really not worried about your photo. So I'm like, it's quick. It's going to be a quick photo, quick kiki. So you get your photo. I make sure I get at least 3 or 4, and I also get a video, because content's gotta get content. But yes, get your group photo. And what I also do, I actually have a shared gallery where it can go to the host, or it can go to all the guests that's in there. And I'll go over this more in the next video, but I actually have a shared gallery that I send it all to. So not only can I put all my pictures and videos in there, the guests, if they took pictures and videos, they can put it in there too, so that everybody's not like, oh, send me the pics, send me the videos, send the pictures and videos from the paint party, which is also helpful. And I'll actually link down below the service that I use that can be helpful for you guys for creating that. Last thing on my paint party checklist is to wrap up. I clean up. If I'm by myself, I'll make sure I'll clean up, or if I have my assistant, we try to get up out of there within 30 minutes to an hour. And I also thank the guests for painting. Make sure you tag Zay Paints. I hope you love your painting. Yes, please send me a picture when you hang it up. And that's really what I aim for y'all to make paintings. For people to make paintings that they're actually proud of and aren't going to hang up. Yeah, this was fun, this was cute, painting with the girls or painting with the family, but it's not some piece of trash that is just going to be like in your basement. You're going to actually hang this up or put it in the office. You get what I'm saying? So I'll do that. I'll thank the host. I'll also say, please leave me a review if you really enjoyed it, or please share any feedback that you think would be helpful in terms of the paint party and how I could do better. And then that's it. I post all the pictures and videos to the shared album I was talking about. I'll post on social media, and I said that was the last. This is really the last. I will make sure that I post the pictures or the reel within 1 to 2 days after the paint party. It just makes, if the host is on social media, it makes them excited. Like, yeah, that's me. We had a fun paint party. And it also just, keeps the momentum up. Don't store your content. If you got it, post it. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. If you got to the end of the video, you are a real one. And I've also included a link below. It's free $99. So if you'd like to get a checklist of everything that I explained in this video, just get it below. It's free $99. Please make sure you subscribe, and if you want to see more content like this, you can watch this video, and the next video will, inshallah, it will be the supply list video, where I just tell y'all all the supplies that I use for my paint parties and directly where to get them, what's helpful, for specific events or what you're trying to achieve with your paint parties. And